Hey guys, welcome to this introductory tutorial on the resources page available in complements with the book Financial Purpose. This can be found at fbpathway.org. It's important to note before we get started on the resources that you actually have to have an account with us. So if you hit the login button over here and go down to need an account, it'll ask you for your name, email address. You'll create a password and then put the book activation code that's located inside the book. From there, you'll have full access to the resources available on our website. As I mentioned, these resources were created to work alongside the book, literally chapter by chapter. At the end of each chapter, there's an exercise and there's a QR code that you can use to get to this resources page and do everything online. In chapter one, we introduce you to an outside organization called Think to Perform, and you complete a values exercise. By clicking on the visit button, you actually launch to their website, and they have this great online tool called Values Exercise. Start the exercise. It works you through a process where you identify your top 5 values. These top 5 values can be used universal in your life. It's the things that help drive your decision making, including how you align with your finances. So you'll find them very useful. Make sure you log those as you go through the process, because you'll need to write those down at the end of the questions in chapter two. In chapter two, we introduce you to what's called a readiness assessment. A very simple tool here. We've got 6 questions that you'll go through. You fill out the questions at the end. You'll give a report. It's actually a PDF download or printable report that will talk to you about your readiness assessment, where the strengths are as you prepare for financial change, as well as where those areas and opportunities that might get in your way. It's important to read through this report, lean on your areas of strength to get you through it, as well as self-identify the things that are obstacles for you that can get in your way. And we give you a couple tips on how to work through that process. So that is chapter two. In chapter 3 through 6, we introduce you to the FP calculator. A lot of numbers involved here, so we've created a calculator to help you walk through the various parts of the exercises. To start with, it introduces you to and asks you about your monthly income. It talks about what your gross income is. That's before all the stuff is taken out, and then what your net monthly income is. You can insert that in conjunction with chapter 3, or you can do it later at the end of chapter 6, where we bring balance to your framework. Either way, you can put it in there. The value of putting it in right away is that your monthly net income will show up here. And as you work through your framework and your expenses, you'll start to add your monthly expenses here. And the goal is to get this remaining amount to be 0. So it just gives you an early start on bringing balance to your framework. But either way, do it at the beginning, do it in the middle, do it at the end. The goal at the end is to bring balance to your framework. It's also important to note that we have a video tutorial that goes deeper into this tool. There is some explanation around the various chapters here. But for today, I just wanted to introduce this tool to you and understand that it's designed to go hand in hand with chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it actually walks you through that by hitting the begin button. You go in and do the exercise, you save, and then it allows you to advance to the next chapter. So you actually have to do it in sequence. And at the end, I'll show you as we go deeper into this tutorial what it looks like when you've completed chapter 6. There's one additional resource that we have. It's called the FP Goal Tracker. We'll spend more time with this in chapter 4. There's 2 ways to get there. One is you can hit your resources page and go back to something called the Goal Tracker right here. Or if you are in the calculator, as we just were, let me get there. We've actually created a little toggle that takes you between, takes you between the FP Goal Tracker and the calculator, so you can actually bounce back and forth between these 2 tools. As I mentioned, this tool will go a lot deeper in chapter 4, but it's a way to keep track of your savings goals, and it ties to your actually bank balance. And again, there's a tutorial here that you'll go through in chapter 4 as you launch this, we'll spend a lot more time talking about how to use this tool and the purpose of it. But these are the four resources that we've built out for you to use in conjunction with our book. We hope you find them useful. We encourage you to use them not only as you go through the chapters. These are tools that are designed, particularly the calculator and the goal tracker, to be living tools that you can use as your finances change, as your savings account bounces around day to day, month to month. It's important to keep track of that. And so these are tools that you can come back to often. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.